Let me be in the video. So, hey, Mike and I have talked so much since last night and cried, holy hell, at the crying that has taken place. Good tears. Good tears. I have prayed over our kids every single night of their lives, Jake and Olivia, that I've prayed Luke 2:52 over them. And Luke 2:52 says that Jesus grew in wisdom and in stature and found favor with God and with man. And that's all I ever asked for them, was for Jake and Olivia to grow in wisdom and stature and to find favor with God and with man. And last night was such proof that they have found favor with God and with man. And I mean, I knew that anyway, but oh goodness. So we have a unique family, you know. Olivia is adopted from Vietnam, and Jake is not adopted. But we are all different in so many ways, and we're all special in so many ways. And Jake, we knew that he was going to be special always. I am a carrier of a premutation of the FMR1 gene, and it's called Fragile X. And it affects the production of a protein that is needed, like, for cognitive development. So I have the premutation, and we knew that if I got pregnant, that if we had a boy, the likelihood of him having the mutation would be great. And so, you know, Mike and I prayed about it so much, and we just put it in God's hands, because I always felt like we were meant to have a child, and I always felt like we were meant to adopt. I mean, that's always been part of the plan, and I've known that always. So despite the possibilities, we chose to have a baby. And when we went for genetic testing, when he was about 16 weeks in utero, and we found out he was a boy, and we knew then that the chances of him having Fragile X syndrome were super high. So the doctors wanted to do an amnio, because that's when a lot of people make a decision. And there was no way that we would ever have not chosen to have Jake, regardless of the outcome, regardless of the severity of it. We were scared, but we had faith. We had faith that God was going to give us the exact child that he meant for us to have. And boy, did he. He did not disappoint. Jake does have Fragile X syndrome, but it's extremely mild. It's a very rare thing to get anyway. A lot of doctors have never even heard of it. We flew to California last year, Jake and I, and he was part of a research study at Stanford. And they had never met anybody like Jake. They had never met anybody who was so able to have a conversation, and who was so full of energy and spirit, and so knowledgeable and smart. And, you know, there's so many different levels of intellectual disability, and a lot of names are put on things, and a lot of people put those children in boxes and tell them what they are and are not capable of. And from a very early age, we decided that that was not going to be the case for Jake. And we made a decision, Mike and I, to raise him in a way that he'd be given every opportunity. That we weren't going to just automatically say, well, you know, this kid has Fragile X syndrome, so we're going to put him in the Fragile X box, and we're going to say that he can't do this and he can't do that, and we just weren't going to do it. And we wanted him to work hard. We wanted him to have the same experiences as everybody else. Because in 99% of the ways, he is just like everybody else. He's great at math. He's a good listener. He tells awesome stories. He tells the best stories. He's such a good fisherman. He has more patience than any human being I've ever known.
That's very true.
In my life. He gives the best hugs of anyone I know. And he loves with his whole heart. And he loves everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a person that he's ever met that he did not love to the core. And if you know Jake, you know that. And we have tried our best to instill within our kids to be lights in a dark world. Because it is a dark world. And I think, if nothing else, through God, we have succeeded in teaching our children to be lights. And I'm really thankful that they both are. No one ever asks me why Jake is different. I've had literally 3 people in his life ask me, what's up with Jake? You know, why is he like that? And it offended me. And it shouldn't have. But it was because I wanted people to just see Jake for Jake. And not because of the name of what he is.
What I have.
What he has. Yeah. And, but I shouldn't be offended. Because, you know, people are curious.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're wondering why in the heck Jake Munn got to get a touchdown last night, it's because he deserved it. He has such good coaches and such an amazing school and such good teachers. And I can't wrap my head around the number of people that love him, that love us. And we're so grateful. And Jake knows. Jake knows that he's not like everybody else. And why in the heck would he want to be? I would way rather be like Jake than like most of the other kids on the planet. It's true too. You're so full of yourself. You're
Hey,
just
so
like
are
your
you.
father.
So
No,
are you.
no. So you.
It's so you.
You.
It's you.
You're just like your daddy.
I'm so like you.
Anyway, all this to say, I'm thankful for this small town we live in. I'm thankful for Magnolia, Arkansas. I'm thankful for Magnolia High School. I'm thankful for Coach King and all the other coaches. I'm thankful that he did this for Jake. Because he does deserve it. He's worked so hard. And he's a senior.
Yeah, you're right.
And we're so thankful for all of you, for our friends, and even for those of you that we don't know, for loving our Jake and our Libby. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for showing Christ's love to our family. All.
Yep. Good.
Peace out.